Hello everyone, welcome back to the Atreyu channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I woke up today feeling pretty pensive, pretty reflective, and I thought it would be a good idea to bring my thoughts to an LCM, a Loc community meeting, since it has been a while since the last one. Now, in every video I tell you guys that, this channel is all about Locs, from Loc'er to Loc repair. But I also add the caveat that it's about more than that, and today we'll feature one of those videos that falls under the more than that category. So let's get to it. Alright, so, I was thinking about Locs this morning. I was thinking about people cutting off their Locs. I got a question last night, a comment last night. Well, it was a question and a comment last night from one of you guys, one of my Sebbies, who asked how I feel about cutting. And that Sebbie mentioned that, I forget her channel name, DXYN or DXYL. I'm mixing up IBYL with DXYN. You guys know who I'm talking about. I watched her video. And then I also saw, I think it's Natural Beauty, she recently did a Loc chop. And I was listening to the reasons why they cut off their Locs, and I know that Natural Beauty felt like there was, I don't know, she was trying to explain it, she was having a hard time explaining it, but basically she was saying that it was just something that needed to happen when people go through things, especially women. One of their biggest ways of freeing themselves from the past, the bondage of the past and all the negativity that was there, is by cutting their Locs, cutting their hair, and they don't have to have Locs, but cutting their hair, period. And I think the DXY one, she said that it was just time, and she's about to enter another Loc journey. But from both ladies I got the sense that it was all about letting go of the past and not being attached to it. And even being attached to your Locs is a form of being attached to the past, which is pretty interesting, right? I just thought of that right now. But yeah, being attached to your Locs, which come from the past to the present, that's a form of being attached and sort of locked into the past because you're unwilling to let go. And so hearing their reasons and then thinking about other people who have done the big Loc chop and the things that they said, the reasons that they gave for doing it, holding negative energy and stuff, it really made me wonder a lot of things. Actually, it made me wonder, well, I guess I should just start listing them because there's so many things. A lot of people say that when they see other Lockers, they feel a sense of connection. They feel connected to them. And I'm like, well, I feel like in this life, family is put up on the pedestal. Family is the thing that is ingrained to be of the most importance in this life. And so how would a person react if his or her family needed them? And let's say none of those members have Locs, but then on the other hand, you have this Locked brother or sister who happens to need them at the same time. Who would they be there for? Well, I feel like 9 times out of 10, they're going to be there for their family, right? Because that's just what is ingrained. That's just what society promotes. And so I'm like, well, even if you do feel a sense of connection, even if there is this connectedness, how deep does it run? How authentic is it? What benefits come from you feeling a sense of connection with someone else? I mean, I have a similar skin tone, or maybe the same skin tone as many other people in the world, right? Does that mean I would be there for them before I would be there for people I know, my friends and family? So what does it really afford us? The fact that we all have something in common. I mean, if you think about groups of people who hate other races because they're not the same race, they feel a sense of connection too. It's not this magnanimous thing, right? In fact, it's a very bad thing. And I'm not saying that the connection between Lockers is a bad thing, but I feel like what I'm getting at is I feel like people say things just to say them, or they say things because they've heard them. They say things to fill airtime and they don't really know what they're saying, and they don't really mean what it is that they're saying. And that's kind of something that is just a bit bothersome. It's just kind of like when people tell others that they love them. They say love so easily, or they're so quick to call someone a friend. I feel like they cheapen those terms by the incessant overuse. And it's like, do you really know what you're saying? Like, I feel like love is a very special thing, and you should definitely mean it when you say it. And also when you call someone a friend, you know. In my opinion, being able to call someone a friend is a very highly coveted title and position, you know. A person has earned that title through loyalty, through respect, through love. All these attributes finally get someone to the title of a friend. And so it's like, wow, we just say whatever to further that agenda along. And there are many agendas, there are countless agendas. I think there are agendas that happen unbeknownst to the person perpetuating the agenda. I mean, that's how chaotic this place is. So that's just one of the things I was thinking about. But then I couldn't help but think about religion. And, you know, you have the avid Christians who believe that Jesus Christ is where it's at, basically. And they feel things, you know, they feel a sense of conviction. But then you have Muslims who believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, those two are where it's at for them, and they feel all these things and they feel convicted. And then you have spiritual people who believe in energy and consciousness and the unmanifested and believe that that's where it's at, and they feel convicted. But it's like, are all of those just relative truths? Like, what is the absolute truth? So thinking about that, and then going back to Locs, some people say Locs hold energy, some people just see Locs as a style, some people don't believe Locs hold energy, some people feel connected to other Lockers, other people don't feel connected to other Lockers. What is the truth? Are all of those just relative truths, or are all of those opinions really just subjective? So I guess here's my dilemma. Because I'm all for people believing what it is they believe, as long as it doesn't hurt other people. But I guess I have a hard time distinguishing what's real when you have so many relative truths and so many seemingly subjective opinions. It's like, how do you get on in the world? Like, your life could be vastly different, and is for many, simply based on the belief system that you subscribe to. Okay, I know this video is kind of like all over the place, but I've just had so many competing thoughts this morning and I needed to get them out. But I'm going to try to rein it in a bit so that you understand what it is that I'm getting at and what it is that I am asking. So my question is, how do you really get on in the world without knowing what the absolute truth is? Whether it's about a higher being, whether it's even about something as small as your Locs. They hold energy or they don't. They provide a sense of connection with others who possess them or they don't. I feel like the belief system that you subscribe to can impact your world, your life immensely. So for example, think about a guy who has Locs and he believes that anyone who has Locs is like family to him, right? Doesn't matter if they're a stranger or whatever, they're family to him because they understand the struggle of what it means to be on a Loc journey, of what it means to be scrutinized, of what it means to be judged, of what it means to have to exhibit patience while you wait for the Locs to grow out, of what it means to just simply go through the process, because, you know, it takes a little bit of work to have a healthy set of Locs with the washing and stuff, and using right products and finding what works for your set of Locs, for your hair. So because of all those things, when he sees someone else with Locs, they're like family to him because they share that struggle, they share that understanding of locked life. And he treats those other lockers accordingly. When he passes other lockers, you know, he gives them a nod or look, or maybe he stops and engages them in conversation. Maybe they talk about their Locs, maybe he has those types of conversations, whatever. But then look at another dude who has Locs, and he's just all about the aesthetic look of Locs. Doesn't really feel a sense of connectedness with other lockers, right? Doesn't feel any connection to people just because they have Locs. Maybe there's some other thing that he looks for in people to feel a sense of connection. So he passes other people that have Locs and he doesn't engage them. In fact, he doesn't even look at their Locs. They're kind of invisible to him, you know? Invisible, and not in a mean way, but in a, you don't stand out. There's nothing really special about you that distinguishes you from anyone else, so you haven't caught my attention type of invisible. And I know that sounds bad, but it's not. That's the truth, right? We walk by people all the time and we don't pay them, no, never mind, as people say, but we don't pay them any attention, right? Because there's nothing that's standing out to catch your attention. We're all people, right? In one way, that's a very beautiful thing. But my point is, his life is very different. The way he lives his life, the way he goes about his life, the way he interacts or behaves in life is very different than someone who has the other belief system that whenever you see other people with Locs, you feel a sense of connection. So then you have me, and I don't know who I'm gonna get. I'm that other person that's walking past these two guys. I don't know if I'm gonna get the guy who, you know, is all about Locs and feels a sense of connection, or whether or not I'm gonna get the guy who thinks, hey, yeah, you have Locs, so what? I do too. You know, it's nothing special. And so that's what I mean by not necessarily knowing how to vibe in this world. This world is so complicated and it's so chaotic. It's crazy when you think about it. Like, I don't know. This is an LCM. This is a Loc community meeting. So I want to pose a question to you all. And I want to just sit here and rant, because the purpose of it is to hear my thoughts, which will allow me to further think about them, but also it's to hear what you guys have to say. So let me take this big glob of mess and try to form it into a workable question for you all to respond to in the comment section. Here we go. It might be several questions. So the first question is, how do you all reconcile all of the differences in perspective, all of the differences of opinion when it comes to Locs and what they mean? Not only for you, but to others. How are you able to reconcile those differences, and do those differences affect how you act in life, how you behave, how you engage with other Lockers? Number two is, do you really feel like there is a sense of connection between Lockers? And I understand already that your opinion is your opinion, and that in and of itself is subjective, but I'm just trying to get a feel for how many people feel one way and how many people feel another way, and maybe a third way and a fourth way and a fifth way, right? Because things are never black and white. Yeah, do you feel a sense of connection with other Lockers? And then thinking about on YouTube, do you think people just say that to fabricate a comfortable environment to attract subscribers, or do you think they mean it? Example, countless YouTubers refer to their subscribers by whatever their name is, family. So if their channel name is X, then I'll be like, yeah, X family. And I feel like that was done to the usage of the term family, which is once again almost like a devaluing of it, because people just throw it out there. And not in all cases, right? I don't like to speak in absolutes, but in many cases I feel like it's a devaluing of that word, because when you say it, you're not really harnessing its fullest potential and its fullest meaning. So yeah, X-fam, da 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 da. I feel like fam or family is used to attract people to the channel because people just want to belong, right? So I'm wondering if you feel that that is the case. When you think about the Loc community and you think about Loc brothers and sisters, like, you feel an authentic and genuine sense of connection or not? I'm trying to think if there's anything else from this glob of mess that I've presented to you this morning that I can extract and mold into a question. And I guess my third question is, how do you move through life? How do you decide who is trustworthy, considering all of the competing agendas out here? Is it that person on YouTube who has Locs, who calls you his Loc brother or sister? Is it some random YouTuber who happens to call you a part of the family? I mean, who really can you trust out here, and how do you decide that? How do you go about creating the belief system that you subscribe to? Whether it's the meaning of Locs or a belief in God, how do you figure all that out? I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because these to me are the really important topics that I think are worth discussing. Not necessarily how to do a retwist, right? I mean, I'm all about showing you how to do a retwist, but doggone it, if you don't know how to retwist by now, there's just not much hope for you. I mean, I'm just one of countless other people that have shown you how to do a retwist. So I think on this channel, at least, we can afford to branch out just a little bit, but I still managed to incorporate Locs into the discussion to keep it interesting. So yeah, my thoughts were everywhere. I just had a lot on my mind this morning, and I thought it would be awesome to bring it to you in an LCM, a Loc community meeting, since it's been a while. And I know there are a few of you who really enjoy these types of videos, because you get that this thing that we're doing here is bigger than anything physical, right? And that's not even a spiritual statement. It's just it's just true. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I know it's a different type of video, but it's a part of me, it's a part of who I am, and so I wanted to share it with you guys. You know, I'm not just someone who makes YouTuber friendly videos. 6 causes or reasons for this, or top 5 things to, you know, like that's fine. I understand that people like things nice and neat and tidy, and they can get their information and go. But your Locs, it's not gonna last forever. Your body and your Locs will deteriorate. There's more to life than just Locs. There's more to life than just material possessions, right? Everything is subject to the law of impermanence, and so I think it's important to at least sometimes talk about deeper things than just Locs. The good thing is that I still always find a way to incorporate Locs into that discussion. So I'm going to get out of here, enjoy the rest of my Saturday now that I've gotten these very heavy thoughts out there, and I look forward to hearing from all of you. As always, please learn to love unconditionally, because loving with conditions conditions the heart to not really love at all. Atreyu is out.